what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I saw both of them smiling at the picture slide before the preview. The challenges definitely help. Good evening, everybody. How is everybody? We'll start with my favourite pod brother in the world. How are we doing, Brenny?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hope you all are good. And yeah, well, that's with my other brother there as well, Canners, you know. So good to see you both. And yeah, hope you all are good as well.
Yeah, not bad. Canners, how are you, my friend?
I'm very well, my friend. It's good to be on here on the stream with both of you two. Lovely lads. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be, I know it's going to be quite an interesting stream. So yeah.
Well, as you always know, when I do cup games, I don't go as in depth because for me, cup competitions ignore the rule books, ignore the previous results. So I don't bother doing them because it's pointless. It just seems pointless to me. So we are obviously going to talk about the injury list first. Obviously, this game definitely for me has a big significant meaning. West Ham, Arsenal. I'm named after a West Ham legend. It tells you how deep the West Ham roots go in my family. But we've got to go into the injury list. When it decides to load up, let's see when it decides to load up. There we go. West Ham have got no injuries. So when you do the challenge later, you don't need to worry about a West Ham player. However, when it comes to Arsenal, and you can still pick Partey.
Yeah, the other challenge was tough the other day, man.
Yeah, Partey is not injured. There is something else going on. At some point, it will come out. He's not on the injury list because he's not on the injury list that I'm given. So if he's not on the list that I'm given, he's not injured. There's something else going on. Right, so Odegaard is a doubt. There is a hip issue. It's a very mild one, to be fair. Jesus is definitely out for tomorrow's game, and Timber is out. But there is positive news on Timber. We should see him back, hopefully by spring next year, which is kind of positive. So let's all look forward to that. And I want to quickly mention West Ham. If both of you manage to pick the auto fail player today, I won't speak to you for about 2 weeks because you should both already know who it is, without doubt. So, there you go. That is the man. I don't even say his name. I said the number 6. I can't even be bothered with the guy.
It's got to be, and I rate him.
Do you? I don't rate him off the pitch. That's for
Yeah,
certain.
I think he's. I think he's solid. He's not. I think he's solid.
You think he's solid?
As his moments, he's. I mean, I prefer a Bono, but you know what I mean. But yeah, listen, man. I got out of work 2 hours early today, and all I was thinking about on my way home was this challenge. And I thought, I wonder who it is that Bobby would dislike. That's the only thing that's been on my mind.
Even the West Ham people,
but I thought it's a fullback surely this time, man.
Even the West Ham people knew who it was today, so thankfully they haven't picked him as well. Honestly, I'd lose my mind. Anyway, let's talk about our season so far. So West Ham currently are in 9th. They're doing okay in Europe as well. They're doing all right. I wouldn't say that they're exciting anyone, but they have won 4, drawn 2, lost 4, 1.6 average goals scored from this season, 1.2 average goals conceded, 3 clean sheets, 2.3 chances created. Obviously us. It's a beautiful reading. We're in 2nd. We've won 7. We've drawn 3. We've lost 0. 2.3 average goals scored per game. 0.8 average goals conceded. 5 clean sheets. Still not happy about this chances created, but I suppose it's the way that we play, so that is how it is. Canners. Arsenal, West Ham. Now, you're a Londoner. Brenny's a Londoner. I'm from London as well, even though I live in the West Midlands now. It means a lot. This game does mean a lot because for some reason, I don't know what it is, but Arsenal, West Ham always have this family connection. I don't know what it is. It just always seems to happen. How's the game feeling for you?
Well, you know my history ready.
Sorry,
Canners, you go on. I said, you know my history already with myself and Donald, this old man. He's been a West Ham fan 60 years. So
okay.
Ready,
Well,
so, yeah.
do you know what? This not to say in this particular competition we've got history, but we've got history against West Ham in the cup, most notably the FA Cup, and it's always been tough. Always been tough. And the funniest thing, I don't know if I'm getting a bit scared now that how Google tends or YouTube tends to kind of like pick certain videos, but the 88-89 FA Cup game popped up. And I started watching a bit at West Ham. So I think we drew that one 2-2, and then they beat us at Highbury.
They did.
Yeah. So listen, this is going to be a tough game. Don't make no, bones about it. The thing is that Rice will play.
Yeah.
And I just
okay.
I think he deserves a very good welcome. I hope he gets a very good welcome. But I know that there are sections of the West Ham fan base that do not like what he's done. However, let's hope they get over that now, and it'd be great for him to score the winner and do a knee slide. But yeah, no, listen, don't make no bones about it. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to play a strong team, and I think we will go strong as well, to be fair. I know with the team that I sent to you wasn't that strong. That's the team I hope he would play.
Yeah.
Not to say that we should throw away a cup competition, because look, a cup's a cup. It could have or sounded good had we won a cup, had a trip to Wembley and got 2nd place last year rather than just 2nd place. So a cup's always necessary for the squad's morale, the club's morale.
Yeah.
So never underestimate a cup run, a good cup run. So this will be a very tough game away from home against probably a packed house. We've got to silence the crowd first, straight away if we can, early doors.
Yeah. Brenny, game, how are you feeling for it, West Ham?
You know what? I'm feeling good. And the reason why I'm feeling good, I mean, well, if we beat them tomorrow, I probably won't call my dad till Saturday. So, but all seriousness is like, because I never called him at the weekend because he can't stand Everton. And I know he wouldn't have been happy with that result. So because normally Sundays I call Dad and say, "Yeah, Dad, how you doing?" But I never called him I did not call him because I knew he would have been vexed. But for me, Canners is spot on because going back from decades before, West Ham in the Cup has always been tough. You know, not necessarily in league games where at times where in league games, you know, we beat them because I think same season we lost to them in 89 season when we won the league. They I think we did double over them. Yeah, we did the double over them. And you know, but I remember watching that game and I thought we battered them at Upton Park, you know, third round, January 89, I thought we battered them and we
To be fair, Brenny, they went 2-0 up.
I think scored 2 goals that day and then we
They,
lost.
they went 2-0 up.
That's right. And then Paul Merson, they were up for it that day, I remember, because they were up for it. And then we got 2 goals back. I thought, okay, this is it. Highbury, we can deal with it. But I can't recall the replay being live. But it was all about Capital Goal Sport and Jonathan Pearce and Bobby Moore back then. So, you know what I mean? And then we lost the game, Leroy Senior. But then we had another tight game with them about 7 years later. And Samasi Abu, I just remember his hairstyle because he reminded me of Wycliffe. But yeah, and you know, he missed
that was the Manigan and Elka show, wasn't it?
So there's always That's right. So, you know, but yeah, it's you can never underestimate West Ham. And also it depends on what Mikel Arteta who he'll select tomorrow, because it's for example, if he'd have gone with a full strength team, I think we'll wipe the floor West Ham, because the last 3 games they haven't been at their best. And you know, they'll want to quickly they won't want 4 defeats in a row in all competitions. But I'm feeling confident tomorrow, and I trust the manager with whoever he selects tomorrow. But also I hope he selects a couple of youngsters, or maybe 3.
Yeah.
So
we've got 9 squads.
I'm feeling
today.
good. I'm feeling upbeat, but yeah, that's not a surprise. Yeah, because it'd be a case of who we'd want to see, and for some it could be a case of who they think Mikel Arteta would pick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I trust who he selects. I know he'll want to win the game as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously Canna's mentioned his team. So, you've Brenny, you've actually gone for youth as well. There's some interesting ones tonight, and I will back up one specific squad, because I think you two might go a bit harsh on it, but I do get what they're coming from. You'll see it in a minute. But yeah, I will defend them, because I do get where they're coming from. There is no Cedric, just so everyone's fully aware. There is no Cedric tonight. I don't have to talk about the dude at all, thankfully. Let's get into the comments. Big up to Luke saying come back today. Big up to you. You are my Northampton Town fan. Bad Wi-Fi, not good. Hope the Wi-Fi improves. To be fair, I think Wi-Fi's struggled with this weather recently, so yeah, I hope it does improve for you, mate. Big up to Tony Fulbrook, evening Bobbies and Canners, and late coming up Brenny K. Big up to Geordie, away the lads. Tony, you've put your team in. I have started. We'll come back to that later. Big up to Neil. Big up the panel.
Neil.
Big up to you,
That's
Neil.
Very suave looking there from Neil.
I know, he's suave, isn't he?
Dapper Dan.
Newcastle more important. I don't agree with that. I always think every game's important. I always think every game's important for me. That's just me. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Me too. Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Big up to Tony's in the house. Hello, gents. Just got back from all the Halloween nonsense with the boy. Really want to win this one. Yeah, so do I, to be fair. Never want to win it too much. 2-1 is always a nice amicable score. I'd never want a 5-0, because yeah, the family will just turn on each other. I would play Rambo, Tommy, White, Gabriel, and Kivior. How can West Ham complain about Rice? He helped improve their squad. We'll get into this because this was a talking point when I did the challenge with the 2 West Ham fans. It did cause an argument, and that was 2 West Ham people. So, yes, trust me, they're not all happy.
Kind of fractured out, isn't it?
You'll see the challenge later what they went with. One went with Rice, one didn't go with Rice, and that person was not happy about Rice. Rice does not exist to that person at all. Brenny, go on the dialogue.
You got a serious lag.
I'm used to. I can. All good. Moyes versus Arteta is going to be a very good clash of tactics. Moyes' tactics is never impressive. Moyes is a very good manager, but I wouldn't say he's a tactician, man. He just play football, go and win the game. There you go. That's pretty much all. King, you've put your team in. I have started. We'll come back to that later, mate. I want to win this trophy, King. I want to win everything. I know we'll never go in the Audi Cup, but I just want to win that just so we can stay on the Audi Cup, because the Tottenham fans that say we won it does my head in. I know we'll never be entered into it, but I want to be entered in it just to win it. I think it's important for these group of players to get used to winning trophies. Exactly. Winning mentality is very important. Brenny's doorbell has a siren. I remember Trevor Brooking slipping.
I remember that as well. The ball hit his bloody head, for God's sake. He fell over and it went in the back of the net.
Big up to Sir Trevor.
Yeah.
Geordie showing his love for Newcastle. Newcastle will not have the likes of Botman and Tonali. In addition to an injury crisis, it's probably the time to play him, as their spine would be awakened.
No Botman.
Hey, I'm feeling good for that game.
And Isaac, I think, is injured, isn't he?
He could be. I don't know the stuff until Friday, so at the moment I don't know. But yeah, it's a possible.
I'll be with you Friday, man. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be with you Friday. I'm definitely looking forward.
Brenny already knows what days I do it now. So yeah, Friday night, 7:00 as always. I'll be doing Newcastle game. Big up to Damos. We have to go there and be up for it regardless of the start. And every match is a big game. 100% nil. 100%. That is how I always.
It's a London derby. Come on.
It is a London derby, and for a lot of us, we do have links with West Ham. A lot of our families. My granddad used to live outside Upton Park, and of my other granddad used to live by the Boreham Wood ground, which is so literally both. That's how close West Ham and Arsenal were to my family. It's ridiculous. And now I live by the Wolves ground. Football has always been very important to my family and me. I just love football. Right, let's get into my 5 to watch for tomorrow. Now, to be fair, these might not start, but they're my 5 to watch, but they might not start.
Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening?
Now, obviously, I don't know what David Moyes would do. Moyesy might go full strength, which these players might be involved in. However, he might go weak because he's got the Premier League that he wants to concern with, the Europa League as well. So he might rest. You don't know. I don't think he will, but you never know. But these are my 5 to watch because I have been very impressed. James Ward-Prowse, for obvious reasons, he's just a danger with that stupid foot of his. He's ridiculous. Jared Bowen, he is extremely dangerous. Plus, his father-in-law is extremely scary. So there's 2 reasons to keep an eye on Bowen. Don't upset him too much because his father-in-law will come and get you. Kudu, look, I know a lot of people haven't been impressed by him. I still think he's a very, very good talent. He's so versatile. It's ridiculous. He will come good. I'm sure of it. Paqueta, how much did Man City want to pay for him? About 70 million, 80 million. You can see why. He is talented.
Well, you know what, Bobby?
Yes, mate.
Sorry, before you go on, about Kudus, I'm actually surprised he's made 6 appearances from the bench, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because
so am I.
I mean, I rate him, and I think he'll be a big player for them this season. But when I when at times I've seen he's not started games, I'm like, oh wow, you know what I mean? So hopefully he won't start tomorrow.
Yeah, my theory on them spending the money on Kudu, I think they were actually prepared for Paqueta to go. And obviously something came up for Paqueta because obviously he got done for something, didn't he, in the end? Which then City backed out of because they're in enough trouble as it is without signing someone that's in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, I know, but I don't care. But it's true, and I think that's why they brought Kudu. So I think maybe they're going to integrate him now into the squad slowly, and then probably sell one of Benrahma or Fornals or Paqueta at some point in January or next summer. That's when, because Kudu's only 23. He's so young still. And it feels like he's been around for years because I've watched him for years, obviously at Ajax. But last player, little piranha, I call him. He's a non-stop, just he's going to give, if Odegaard plays or Fabio plays or ESR plays, Edson Alvarez is going to be an absolute nightmare. He's very, very good defensive midfielder, and to be fair, I was very impressed that they managed to get him because I could have seen. I think he was close to joining Dortmund at some point in the summer. So it was interesting that they managed to get him. Apologies for the earlier irrelevant comment. West Ham has a no, mate. Nothing's irrelevant. It's your comment. It's always relevant to me. Big up to you, Bart. Has a decent 11 with Ward, Prowse, Paqueta, Kutu, and Alvarez, but beyond them, they can be got at. Yeah, defensively, they definitely can be got at, which is why, I don't know if you noticed, there is no defenders in that fight to watch. I don't think it. Bobby's watching the bench. It's possible. It's possible they might, or none of them might start. I don't know what Moyes is going to do. And to be fair, none of us know what Arteta's going to do tomorrow yet. West Ham would be expected to go deeper in another competition as they are still buoyed by their success last year. Plus, they have had a blistering start to the campaign in the Premier League. Have they had a blistering start?
By their standards, maybe.
They got battered by Villa.
It's not been a bad start.
No, but it's not been
great.
Blistering.
Not blistering, yeah.
I suppose, to be fair, it's better than they normally do because they do struggle at the start of the season normally, and then they pick it up throughout the season. So I suppose in their terms, it's better.
Well, they had a good half against City, but then City just overran them in that second half.
Yeah, they woke up.
Yeah, the Chelsea game. Well, it's Chelsea, isn't it? I mean,
Chelsea. Jeez. I expect all to start. Yeah, I think that they could all start, but he could rest. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I told you, he's not all the hype. He is a very good player. He's very versatile as well. For the money he paid for him, he has
Silva One.
Four
I think we're going to
positions.
We're going to see him this season.
Yeah. He hasn't settled yet. So
no. And look, a lot of players do take time to settle. You come from the Eredivisie. Not everyone settles that quickly, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah,
right?
Look at us. Exactly.
Exactly. We're not perfect. Let's get into your lineup now, guys. Right, so this is the first one. This was chosen by Brenny, Ben, Jonas, Albert, and Miguel. I'll just quickly run through it then, Brenny, and then you can go through it, mate. It's Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Kivior, Gabriel, Lino Sousa, El Neni, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Kozia Dubry, Nelson, and Havertz. Brenny, explain yourself.
Well, I know we've said already that it's a cup competition. We want to win. We want to win everything that we compete in. Basically. And I looked at that side, and I thought that side is for me is good enough to beat West Ham. And when I look at when I went for Havertz up front, I want Havertz to be the smudger. Where I'm looking for if this was a lineup for tomorrow, I'd be looking for. If I was to say we were to win 3-1, Havertz scored 2, and then he'd assist for the other. because I love the way he holds up that ball. He holds the ball up so well, and I think Kai Havertz is also a player who I think would shine in a 4-4-2, even though 4-4-2 doesn't exist in the footballing world anymore. So, I thought Eddie, I'd want him to start against Newcastle. I don't want him to start tomorrow. We have no Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not, I still feel that Havertz could do a job up front against Newcastle on Saturday. But for the the fact that we're away from home, I personally think Eddie could do bits. I want him to see him, perform on Saturday. But I thought this would be a chance for Havertz to shine. Cozier Dubry, I love this guy. Oh my gosh. When I watched him in the under-21s or in the FA Youth Cup, this guy, he's just something else. He's, if I tune in to watch the under-21s, I'm tuning in for him. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing the rest of our under-21s do well, and we want them to shine. We want them, to eventually become first-team regulars as good as they are. I think you all know that my partner's cousin is on loan at, is it Cheltenham he's on loan there? That's Nathan Butler. Because we talk about him all the time. We want to see him do well because he's quick, but there's other things he has to work on. But when I look at Mario Cozier Dubry, oh my gosh, he's another Saka, and he's hard working just like Saka. I mean, but the only difference is it's all about the experience. He obviously, he's not as experienced as Bukayo Saka, but also it's about how he can handle a big game. I think that's for me, that's what's important. If he was able to get his chance more, I think he would take it. And he's fearless, And David Moyes, they don't know about him, So I'm looking at Fabio Vieira. For me, it'd be the number 10, Smith Rowe number 8. El Neni does what it says on the tin. He's just so, he doesn't. What I love about El Neni is that I can't recall him ever making bad errors that have cost us games. He does the simple, I can't recall. He does the simple things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he deserves a run out. And what I love about El Neni is he loves the club. And I'm not going to knock any players who love the club and want to do want to give 120% for the club. And that's why I thought, he's got to get a start because I would play Jorginho on Saturday, And I mean, I would like to go full strength, but we've got to be real. We've got to use what we got really. You know what I mean? And also a special mention, Lino Sousa, because I would love to see him get a chance because he's another one that I rate as well. Yeah. And I think if you get Sousa and Cozier Dubry in with that lineup tomorrow, they'll be fine. And Tomiyasu, I just love his form. Like I said, in October, he always seems to kick it in October. So that's why I've gone with that. And of course, Ramsdale to return. I'm sure he'll play tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, everyone has picked Ramsdale tonight. No one's picked Raya, which says everything. I asked over 20 people to do this. So for everyone to pick Ramsdale says a lot. Canners, can you please mark Brenny's squad for me, please, out of 10?
To be fair, that side's getting beat.
Okay.
You think?
I'll give
okay.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Right. I just don't. Listen. Sousa against Jared Bowen. Come on.
That's I get what you're saying. If Bowen starts, and but you know what? See,
yeah, and, I think as well from the no Trossard. Come on, that guy's hardly played. He needs to play. Trossard needs to play.
You know what? I think Trossard probably will start tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to. But I'm thinking more about Saturday, or maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not maybe. I'm looking at thinking, well, there's certain players that can come on the bench, Trossard included. So I know there's no extra time, and so it'd be a case of I am thinking more about Saturday. Don't get me wrong, I want to win this game.
Yeah.
But Saturday Newcastle.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm giving it a 6, but I'd expect it's a soft centre. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. I totally get that.
In terms of rotation and stuff, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
But just to add, for example, just before we move on, if we was, say, for example, we was at home to Sheffield United this weekend coming, not last weekend, I probably would have gone with a stronger side. You know what I mean? So
yeah, there's certain players that we just can't risk with injury to get injured for Saturday's game. Because if it was at home, it's different. But St James's Park, that place is a fortress, absolute fortress.
Yeah.
Tony's gone crazy. Nelson over Kudu. Fair enough. That's definitely not for me. Tony Fulbrook, I know I've seen you've put your challenge team in. I have started. We'll come back to that in a minute, mate. Do you reckon Charles Sago Jr. will get another shout? I was impressed at Brentford. Someone
I was looking at him as well.
I
was looking at him as well. You know what I mean, Bobby? I was looking at him as well, and I thought, well, if he doesn't start tomorrow, I think he'd be on the bench.
Yeah. It's a possible. Big up to Temi saying evening. We can beat West Ham if we play a strong team. I know I didn't pick him. I really want to see Rosiak given a shout. He's an Arteta type. He is because he is multi-talented. Ben Jonas, Albert and Miguel Brenny's team is getting smacked 5-0, says Temi.
We're not getting smacked 5-0.
Let's not forget Newcastle will play United at Old Trafford as well. Exactly. Newcastle also playing. They're kicking off 45 minutes later than us, I think. It's a bit of a weird one tomorrow, if I'm really honest, but there we go. I'm marking Brenny 6-2. I'm sorry. I love you. So if this is more important than Newcastle, why is everybody making full sale changes? The thing is, and I will back up with everybody that's picked a youth player because there has been quite a lot of youth players selected for these squads tonight. We've got to give them a chance at some point. We have to, because otherwise, and especially Cozier currently is in negotiations with us for a new contract. If he doesn't see a path for himself, he's going to go, well, I don't want the contract because if I go such and such, I'm going to get better path to the first team there. This is where you have to be very careful what you do with your youth players. You have to give them a chance. It happened with Armoury Hutchinson. This is why Armoury left, because Armoury didn't see a path. He was then persuaded by Chelsea. And yes, we can all laugh and do whatever you want about what's happened to Armoury now. But at the time, that is down to us because he didn't see a path.
Yeah, but I fully agree with what you're saying, Bobby, and that makes absolute sense. The only thing is, though, you can't be held to ransom, but say, okay, throwing them in. Ultimately, you've got a game to win, right?
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have an easier draw. However, there is a game to be won at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
And it has to be footballing decisions, not decisions based on sentiment or I want to give you a contract. If you play, then you'll sign, kind of thing. But I totally understand what you're saying, because a player needs to be able to see there is a pathway for him to get to the first team. However, they also have to understand that they have to be there on merit. And for me, with that being said, what would this team do to Trossard if Trossard didn't play?
True. But It's the League Cup, or Carabao, as everyone wants to call it nowadays. I still call it League Cup because that's what it is.
Yeah, me too.
But look, there are weaker than this. Just so everyone's fully aware.
Yeah. I think mine's probably weaker than that in a way. So
no, yours. You've only chosen one youth. There's one team that's chosen 4. There's 4 youth in one team. But that is the one I'm going to back up because I get what they're coming from, because you'll see it when I put the lineup up. Big up to Drew Peacock. Big up, guys. Let's hammer them.
Yeah.
Love it, Drew. Well done. Right. Canners. This is your team, mate. Also,
you know what, Karen Bobby?
Stewart,
can I just say?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yes.
Can I just say for all of us though? But if Mikel goes with a strong lineup tomorrow, we're not going to object.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? But I know it's a fact that it's just. I'm not saying that's what the manager's going to pick. But I'm sure he may bring in a youngster or 2 into the 11 with others who have played in the first team. So, not on a regular basis, of course, but give our first teamers a chance to shine. So, yeah.
What I would say about all our youth players actually want, they're quite happy to be on the bench. And that's what Arteta doesn't do very often, is pick enough to go on just on the bench. So you can actually have the match day experience. Get to warm up with the other subs on the side. Get to see. They don't get that enough either. Like Charles Sago, brilliant that we picked him against Brentford. I was surprised that it wasn't Cozier that we went with. It was Sago. Don't get me wrong, Sago is very good as well, but Cozier is the main man in our Hal End at the moment. So you've just got to give them, even when it comes to the Premier League, I don't see enough of them. Even if it's just 1, I'd be quite happy to see 1 on the bench. Give him 5 minutes, just 5. I'm not saying give him half an hour. Just give him 5 minutes so he can experience that, because they don't get to see much of it. And all of a sudden, what will happen is all of a sudden, we actually need you now. I'm going to chuck you in. It's a bit like a rabbit facing a big, massive truck coming down the motorway. It would scare you. And to be fair, you have to be a little bit sensitive with these ones, because you need to nurture him. You can't just chuck him in the deep end and go, you can swim. I was watching an episode of Benidorm the other day when the granddad pushed the granddaughter into the swimming pool, because that's how they used to teach you back in the day to swim. Oh, yeah. But you can't do that now, because I guarantee you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
But it's very, and you have to nurture them now. You have to be very careful. I don't know why I'm talking about Benidorm. I do apologise for people that are offended by that show.
I've seen a few episodes. It's it's all right.
It's an interesting one. Anyway, Canners, this is your team. You got Ramsdale, Waters, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Sinchenko, Elneny, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Nelson, Trossard, and Havertz. Explain yourself.
Okay. First, I'll go with I put Waters in there simply because this guy week in, week out is always on the subs bench. Bless him. I always see him at the Emirates anyway, training with the first team, warming up, etc. And he never gets on. Arteta must see something in him to keep picking him in this match day squad. And I just think he actually, when I see him, he actually looks like a unit. And do you know what? I actually would love to see him play. I think it would be good for him to have a chance. Ben White needs a rest. Zinni, I think it will be the perfect game for him to come in to bolster up our centre midfield, because playing both Vieira and ESR and with a half fit Elneny is going to need Elneny. They're all going to need some help in there in the middle. The reason I went for Tomiyasu and Gabriel, Tomiyasu, I think for me, his form is brilliant at the moment, and again for him, bless him from last season. His injury record last season was horrible, and I think this will be a good game for him to get his fitness levels up. And Gabriel, again, he was rested at the weekend, and it's in keeping with how Arteta wants to play with a left foot, right foot centre back pairing. So that gives it that balance. Trossard for me has to play. Havertz and and again, you know, I'm picking Nelson because, listen, he hasn't had the best start of the season, and I think, you know, we're gonna have to start. We may have to start relying on him. And what I mean by that, you know, is for him to start putting in performances. And I think Arteta will be good for him to start, you know, to say to him, look, you need to start performing. You know, you've got a new contract, blah, blah, blah. This is a big season for us. And the squad is going to be used heavily, deeply. And you need to, you know, actually start putting your, putting a shift in. So hopefully this will be a game for him to have a performance. And the same thing, you know, with Havertz as well. I actually like Havertz up top, to be fair. I think his best performances have come from the centre, you know, up top.
Yeah.
And I think he does his best work there. So I think it could be decent. ESR, as I said, you know, has to play. Vieira has to play. These guys need minutes, and obviously El Neni as well. So those three, even though it's lightweight with ESR and Vieira, but I just feel that they just need minutes. They need to start playing. However, Rice will probably be playing.
Yeah, I expect so. Brenny, it's your turn to mark this squad, please, mate.
Oh, that's a 7.
Okay, cool. Excellent stuff. Right, Tony's saying Brenny gets a 6 and he's generous. Canis is cautious. I love it. Haha, I got Bobby.
Right.
Yes, you've always got me. Respect to Brenny, for me, this is too much of a rotation to play West Ham away. This is a London derby. Players will be up for it. So if we are to play players like Kozia, let's bring him on if we're winning. What about Zinchenko playing the left-sided 8 with Zinchenko as the 6 and Tommy at the left back? It's an interesting way, but still no one has been brave enough to actually choose that in their squads still this season. So maybe people are not that keen on that idea, really. Big up to AFC always, though. I won't support Arsenal if Arteta doesn't play me. What are your thoughts on Guirassy? I'll be honest, I think he's just having a purple patch in his career. He is now 27. When Stuttgart bought him, the team that sold him, which I believe was Rennes, they made a loss on him for what they paid.
Wow.
So that says everything about his career, how it's gone in France. Yes, he's doing very well, and I'm not going to knock him for that, but I do think it's just a purple patch. I know Wenger rated him when he was a youth. It's never really panned out for him. So for me, it's just a purple patch. But he's having a great season. Canners gets an 8 from Tony. I don't think Arteta cares about youth. Look, against Sheffield United was over, and look who he brought on. Let's not kid ourselves. That's definitely for another stream. Definitely for another stream. Canners gets an 8. My brother threw me in the deep end. He didn't realise the point was Tony, behave. I put City in. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, last season. You did, Luke. Yes, last season. But this season, no one's done it yet. One more injury in midfield.
You know what? I think we forget, actually. Zinni had a great game for Ukraine against England, didn't he? And I think he scored as well, didn't he? And he was playing in midfield. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but no one's done it yet. And if you do it, I will put it up there. I've got no issues with it.
I have. I've done it. You know what I mean? Yeah, my football manager team, man. He plays DM. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've done it. I've achieved it.
I was thinking, because I draw all these squads up, and I'm like, I would have noticed if someone had done it, but you've just fooled me there, right? Anyway, this is the team that I will be back. This is the one I'll be backing up because I know that you two will go harsh on this one, but I do get it, and I will explain. So they've gone for Ramsdale, Walter, Saliba, Gabriel, Sousa, Rice, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Kozia Dubry, Sago Jr., and Havertz. Now, the spine, beautiful, absolutely amazing. And why I'm backing them up is because they've gone for Sousa and Sago Jr. So that means they play with each other constantly at under 21 level. So they know how each other play. Same with the right. So Walters and Kozia Dubry. So they both know how that. So it's not a weakness because one person doesn't know how the other person plays. The spine is very strong, which I'm absolutely fine with. I know that some people want to rest one of the centre backs and, blah, 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 blah. Brenny, can you please rate this one? Because I dread asking Canners, to be fair. So I'm going to ask Brenny, please, to rate this squad, please.
You know what? And because of what you said just now, and I agree, because I was kind of looking at it as well, because I always like to look at the fullback and the winger, the connections that they have. For me, I'm giving that a 7. Pretty on that because of that.
Yeah, I know Canners would definitely not give that score. Neil said I've been putting in. Yes, Neil, you have been. I'm just on about the people that I've literally done on the formations. Yes, Neil, you definitely have been. So don't worry. Still too experimental for me. I'm giving it a 5. I think that's what Canners probably would have done, to be fair. But 7's a decent, and I do get it, and I do get that it's also a risk. I do get it's a risk. But I like the fact that they thought about it, like putting 2 combinations that know each other. So that means there's no weakness so much down the right as down the left. And to be honest, I've got to be honest, West Ham might go weak. We don't know this. We're just assuming that West Ham will go strong. We don't know. They've got some very good youth players themselves. Their youth system is probably just as good as ours if you look at it sensibly. Their youth system is very good as well.
You can go back decades, and West Ham's youth system has been something.
Yeah, I mean, Carrick, Cole, Ferdinand, except you could keep going on. Lampard, you can go on and on.
Yeah, Cotty. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Right, let's get on to the next squad chosen by, because there's always something in my way when I'm trying to look at the name. Chosen by Jack. Ramsdale, White, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Sousa, Rice, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Kozia Dubry, Nelson, and Nketiah. Canners.
Do you know what? I first off, let me give the rating. I actually like this team, to be honest.
Okay.
The only player I'd play, though, instead of Kozia Dubry, would be up sticking Trossard. And probably play Zinni. I actually think this might be the team, actually, tomorrow. If you swap Sousa for Zinni and Kozia Dubry for Trossard, that could well be the team.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. What are you going to give this out of the rating out of 10, please?
I'll give it a 7. A solid 7.
Thank you very much. Tony said that was a 4 for the previous one for Zayners, and who was the other person? John.
Bowen would have a field day on that one.
Yeah. Big up Pot, Sticks, and yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there's 2 Pots as well, because the
Tin.
Yes, there was 2 of them. And Julian Dix went on to Canvey Island to play for them as well. Steve Lomas. Yeah. Oh, dear. Good old times. This last election looks ripe to be out of the Carabao Cup. Let's not forget West Ham suffered in a brutal, grueling home game against Everton on Saturday. They're probably tired as well. Start strong, score goals, and rest players for Newcastle, says Temi. And Jack gets a 6 from Tony. Right, let's get on to the next squad, chosen by Luke, that was in the chat earlier. He's gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation. I swear Luke just likes to make my life a little bit harder because I have to change the formation around. Right, so Ramsdale, White, Kivior, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Elneny, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Nketiah. I love this formation, to be fair. I think this is what Arsenal should do at some point. Brenny, can you please rate this for me, please?
Yeah, this is strong. For me, that's a 7, solid 7.
Excellent stuff. Right, let's move on to the next squad, chosen by Mehmet, Nicholas, and GTalks. Ramsdale, White, Kivior, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Rice, Smith Rowe, Havertz, Nelson, Trossard, and Nketiah. Canners, can you please?
I'm giving that an 8, solid 8.
Oh, an 8.
I would obviously swap Kivior and Tomiyasu.
Oh, okay.
Left foot, right foot.
Yeah. I don't know if he meant it that way, but that's how he typed it. So how people type it is how I put it. So, but yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah, I like it. I'm giving that an 8. That's solid, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a good one. Right, next team chosen by Josh, Richard, Tim, the Silva One, and Brezzy. Ramsdale, White, Kivior, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, El Neni, Rice, Odegaard, Nelson, Trossard, Havertz. Brenny, can you please rate that one for me, please?
Yeah, that's strong. That is, yeah. You know what? I'm giving that an 8 because that 11 alone would beat West Ham tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel it would do.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think we'll see Odegaard at all, but yeah, yeah, it's a good squad. Very well done,
You see,
guys.
Declan Rice, I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the only squad that went with Declan. Oh no, there's one more. There's one more squad that went with Rice.
Yeah,
it was quite surprising
Yeah.
actually. For me, he's a guaranteed on the starter. For me, Declan just will want to play here. He wants to get this out of the way as well.
He could play 50 games a season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he's injury free.
I think he'll want to get out of the way as well to get this game out of the way. To first time playing against West Ham at their home, he'll want to get out of the way. He knows there's gonna be a section that are just gonna boo him. And it'd be horrible.
He'll want to start tomorrow. Oh gosh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, of course he will. I definitely hope so. This team was chosen by Gumsa, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Kivior, Gabriel, Sinchenko, El Neni, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Nelson, Trossard, and Havertz. Canners, can you rate this one for me, please?
Again, it's a 7 from. The only thing is that I just don't see him playing two left-footed centre backs. That's the only thing. In terms of the balance of the team, I just don't see it happening. I can't remember the last time he played 2-1, left-footed centre backs or 2 right-footed centre backs. No matter what crisis we had, I can't remember the last time he's done it. Probably someone in the chat will say last week or something like that. I'll give this one a 7.
7.
Sorry?
Yeah. I would say Mertesacker and Koscielny because I think they were both right. I think it was Mertesacker.
But that was Wenger, wasn't it? That wasn't Arteta.
I think they were both right-footed, weren't they? So yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's totally different. I mean, Arteta wouldn't play that though.
No.
Yeah, but anyway, solid 7 for this one.
I mean, Arteta, you're right. Arteta plays. Yeah, he does prefer a left and right. Arteta, definitely.
It's so much fun, I tell you. It's
the delay is tremendous.
It's so much fun sometimes, tell you. Right, let's go to the last two chosen by Moss. Ramsdale,
Brendan, I swear, you must be in Australia or something, right? Brilliant.
Right, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Smith Rowe, Havertz, Nelson, Trossard, Nketiah. Brenny, can you please rate this one for me, please?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what? That's
that back
five is brilliant.
It is. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But you see, with the midfield, I'd rather Havertz for me. It's like I know we played that 3 in midfield on Saturday, but it was Sheffield United. I mean, this is a totally different opposition. But I would go with a solid 7.
Okay.
For me.
Excellent.
That for me, that back I don't know, 5, 6 you could say is solid. I don't think the likes of Antonio, Kudus, and Bowen would get much change out of them lot.
I agree.
I actually think it's quite solid. The only it's very all big and strong as well.
Yeah. Right, let's take that off and let's go through the comments before we get into the challenge. Luke, it's decent to be fair. I'm going at 8. Luke 7, but why? See, a lot of this people say that 4-2-3-1 is a double pivot. It's not necessarily. I've seen a lot of teams play it, and it's not necessarily a double pivot. What it is a defensive structure if you need it. If not, one of those then goes forward and makes it a different formation. So a lot of people get confused by that 4-2-3-1. It's not as defensive as it looks. It is actually quite attacking, depending on the opposition you're playing. That's a strong 10, says Tony. Which one?
He's going
was that for his own team?
Yeah, so it's for his own team.
Well, no, you're now being marked down to hang on. What was you given? Because I'm now marking you down now because you've been over 7. You're now a 7. You were an 8. You're now a 7. Odegaard, confidence booster. Why are people playing 2 CDMs? As I explained, it's not necessarily 2 defensive midfielders.
Yeah, the game's not played on paper.
Yeah, exactly. I like Luke. I totally love 4-2-3-1. I think that is our formation that we should stick with because we can also do the Havertz, like put Havertz where you put Smith Rowe, so that he's just behind Eddie or Jesus. And maybe if we necessarily need the 2 defensive midfielders, then Havertz can be, as Brenny keeps saying, the smudger. I think that Havertz can do that role very, very well. And that is the formation I think he would flourish in. And people need to remember, Bayern Munich play a 4-2-3-1. And to be fair, they're not bad. They're not bad. They won 8-0 at the weekend. It's not that defensive. Just saying. Temi, I'm going for Rice at 8, my friend. Gumsa gets a 6. ESR and Fab is a bit flimsy in midfield for me. Great players, just a bit flimsy. Luke definitely the best so far. An 8. Big up to Luke. Okay, now that's better. Right, Silva One 7. I don't want to see no. That was my only issue with Moss's. I can't stand seeing White at centre back. Don't play him in his weakest position. Put him on his strongest position. If you're going to play him in his stronger position, not in the weakest. The Glaticos played a. There you go. There you go. It's not that defensive. Everyone thinks it's defensive. It's not. Do we actually have a set formation? We play like. Well, we don't. We don't have a set formation, but it is a 4-1-2-3, which is why I do it like the way I do it. But yeah, it's so fluid throughout the game. I guarantee. There's a system that actually tries to predict a squad's formation, and I guarantee I've seen about 5 different formations for each squad in the Premier League because it's done by heat maps, so where the players tend to be, and it's 5 different formations for each Premier League club. It's absolutely crazy.
You like that?
It's mental. Right, let's get into the challenge, people. I know Cannons is looking forward to this because I don't think you haven't done this for a while, have you, mate?
No, I'm poor.
Let's get into it.
Nah.
Right, so we all know how this is done. Canners was enjoying that music way too much, so popping away about there. It is quite like that, isn't it? It's like one of those. Yeah. Right, so is West Ham's formation, and it's actually funny enough the 4-2-3-1 formation, as we all talk about. Right, so I'm going to start with Canners first. So Brenny's going to have a little bit of a break, so he has to have 2 players tonight. Canners, you've got 3 West Hams. So you can start with you first, then go to Brenny. My Wi-Fi is dying, so I'm going to try and do this before my Wi-Fi dies. Oh, no, it's coming back. Right, Canners, your first West Ham player, please.
Oh, flipping it, I'm stumped already. Areola.
Okay. Areola, there we go. Brenny, your first West Ham player, please.
James Ward-Prowse.
Okay, where do you want to put him? Because he can play any of those 3 in midfield. So where do you want to put him yourself?
Put him on the left, please. Left CM.
Okay. Not a problem. Canners.
Cresswell.
Okay. Brenny?
Right, I'm trying to think of a player that you dislike that I will not choose. So, right back, centre back. It's normally right backs. Bobby doesn't like right backs or left back. He can't stand them. Oh, you say if they were kidnapped, you would be the suspect, mate. You know what I mean? You would be the definitely prime suspect, mate. Oof. Take about hours to get up to you to get you nicked, though. Right. Okay. Ogbonna.
Ogbonna. Okay. Ogbonna. There we go. Okay, Canners, the final West Ham player, please.
Yeah, I've got to put Bowen in there, innit?
Okay. Okay, so now we're going on to the Arsenal. So I'm going to both guess that you're going to go Ben White at right back.
Yep.
Canners, you agree?
Yep.
Yep. So I have to make sure that both of you agree on this. The final centre back, who are you going with, Gabriel or Saliba?
Oh. Well, in terms of like ability, it's Saliba, but I guess
On the left side.
Yeah, that's for the left side. It's Gabriel, innit? Forget that. Gabriel. All right. In terms of ability,
Saliba.
Yeah.
It's always ability. It doesn't matter where I put them.
Okay.
It's always ability, so don't worry about that. Okay, so defensive midfielder for Arsenal. Who are you putting there next to Ward-Prowse?
Who are you saying, Brenny? Got to be Rice, isn't it?
It's got to be Rice, yeah. Most consistent player.
Okay, on the left wing, who are we putting?
Martinelli.
Okay. We'll go for forward first. So who are you putting as the forward?
Well, because he's injured, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got in it really.
Yeah, Eddie.
You think Brenny?
Yeah, I mean, it's got more than Antonio really right now. So yeah.
Okay, so the final player. Now you can't pick Odegaard.
Ah, we can't.
Yeah,
he's a doubt. He's a doubt.
But he ain't injured.
I thought you could pick doubts.
No.
Oh, Bobby, man, what are you trying to
do? Oh, I love this. Right, so who are you going to put there? Now, obviously, you can put Havertz there. You can put Smith Rowe there.
Vieira or Vieira. What are you saying, Brenny? One of those two, no?
Do you know what? One of those two. For me, I feel because of form this season, and I feel he's been a better player than last season, I'd have to go Fabio Vieira because we haven't seen much of Smith Rowe. But Fabio Vieira's done great.
I thought Smith Rowe did all right on Saturday, to be fair.
He did.
I agree. But I won't argue with you.
I agree, but I've been impressed with Vieira.
Okay, so this is the team chosen by Brenny and Canners. They've gone for Areola in goal, Ben White, Ogbonna, Saliba, Cresswell, Rice, Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Fabio Vieira, Martinelli, and Nketiah. Good team. Who
do you not like? Who do you not like in that line?
I told you there's only one West Ham player, and you haven't picked him. We've spoken before the stream. And
do you know what? The only difference that I would probably have there in that Fabio Vieira spot is probably Paqueta.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, yeah.
Instead of Ogbonna or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, it's a good team. It's a good team.
Yeah.
But you are up against Karen and Marek. Now we'll go for Karen's first. So she has gone for Ramsdale, Sufal, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu at left back, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Bowen, Paqueta, Martinelli, and Eddie. And I have to be honest, her team is better than yours.
It is.
I have to be honest.
To be fair.
So currently, you don't win because Karen's in the lead. Right, now let's go to Marek's. Ramsdale, White, and Gerd.
Who's the deciding? Who's? Oh, okay.
Well, unless your
game, your rules, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, you did agree with me there. You did say that Karen's is better than your team. If I give it to the chat box, it guarantees it's going to be you guys. So I've had to pull that away because you're the only Arsenal representatives. These are West Ham representatives. They never
Canners, man. We getting bronze medal here at this rate, man.
Brenny, you have won some. You have won some this season.
I've only won one. I've won one, man.
So you've won one. You've won one.
My one Olympic gold medal, man. What are you saying?
So I take it Karen doesn't like Declan Rice then.
Correct. Yes. Karen, didn't like it at all. And to be fair, Karen does win because I don't like Marek's team. I just don't. Sinchenko at left back, nah. Agerd, I haven't been impressed by him, if I'm honest. Antonio, good a couple of years ago. Nah. So Karen, well done. Best team on there by far. Well done, Karen. Very, very well done. Right, let's get into the comments. I've just seen some comments here. Right, let's see what. Jeez. Ariola, Sufal, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Alvarez, Paqueta, Bowen, Martinelli, and Ketia. That's a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better than Brenny's and Canner's, to be fair. Only because, and I know, but it has always been this, no injured players. So if anyone's on that injured list, you cannot pick him. So Odegaard is now on that injured list, so you can't pick him. And obviously you were kind of forced to go into Fabio Vieira or ESR option. So that was, obviously you guys didn't remember
Odegaard and Jesus would have been the two if they were fit.
Yeah, exactly. And then you two would have won. Simple as that. So, but this is why the challenge is more technical and more difficult this year, because I have changed it. The West Ham player is Rice. Bobby no, I didn't take it away. What was happening is GTalks did two shows at the beginning of the season. GTalks, his squad was awful and still won, because all of you were voting for him because he's the Arsenal fan. That was not allowed. I have to rule that out. Bobby's booby player is definitely Antonio now. That's what I'm calling out. Bobby's booby. Yeah, I can't put that in the intro, to be fair. No, I could do that. It's not called an auto fail, which is what I call it. But yeah, Bobby's booby would be quite funny. I don't think I should put that in the video, though. My team is better than Karen's. I win. Thank you. I don't know. It's close between you and Karen, if I'm honest.
That defense from Karen is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Ain't scoring much against them.
Tony obviously did one earlier as well. Ariola, White, Gabriel, Saliba, Cresswell, Weiss, Paqueta, Ward, Prowse, Martinelli. Yeah, that's a good team as well.
That is
no, but where's Nketiah and Kudus playing now?
Well, I would put Nketiah up front and Kudu on the right, because Kudu can do the right wing as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good team. Tony, to be fair, that was pretty good as well. Also, guys, I know I do apologise, Tony and King, but I know that you did put your teams in and I forgot to rate them. So could you quickly, Brenny, rate this team for me? Ramsdale, Tommy, Kivior, Saliba, Gabriel, El Neni, Rice, Smith Rowe, Havertz, Nelson and Martinelli, please.
I think he's gone. He's finally died.
Has he died? Canners, could you rate it for me then, please, mate?
I'll give that an 8. I like the defense. I really do like the defense. Midfield as well, solid. And yeah, wait 1 second. Who's playing up front? Who's the front three?
I'm going to guess. So it's El Neni, Rice, midfield, Smith Rowe. I would have put Martinelli on the left, Nelson on the right, and Havertz up front. That's what I would have assumed.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. That's decent. Yeah, that's decent enough.
Yeah. Let's get on to Kings as well. Rambo, Tommy, White, Gabriel, Kivior, ESR, Rice, Fabio Vieira, Nelson, Eddie, Trossard. Could you rate that one as well, please, for me?
Yep. Yeah, it's a 7.
That's a 7. Awesome stuff. Hopefully, Brenny does come back in now for the predictions because I would like to know what you think. Oh, here he is. Awesome stuff. My defense is the same as Karen's, isn't it? Don't hate Karen's. Brenny froze. Yes, he has frozen, but he has come back, hopefully.
The return of the Mac.
There we go. Return of the Brenny. Right, Brenny.
Yeah.
Let's get your prediction before you die again.
Yeah.
What's your prediction tomorrow, mate?
But the answer to your question, I gave that a 7.
Oh, okay, you gave it 7.
The 7. But my prediction tomorrow, you know what? League Cup games for me are always the hardest to predict.
Yes, they are.
And if we're going strong tomorrow, I'd say I am going with a penalty shootout. So I think it would be, no, seriously, I'm going with a 2-2. And
Okay.
I think we could win on penalties. I can't predict the penalty score, but I think it'll be penalties.
Right.
So, yeah,
So Brenny's predicting that I'm going to need my paramedics that live down the road because I'm doing the
That's
watching.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's my revenge. That's my revenge for not giving myself and Canada the win. Yeah. No, I'm being honest. I say 2-2 after full time, and then it's because it'd be a tough game. There's no extra time, and I think we can get through on a penalty shootout.
Okay, fair enough. I will hate that. I'll be honest.
But
Canners,
2-2.
what about you, mate?
3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, thank you. Temmie's gone for a 2-1. Luke's gone for a 2-1 as well. Thank you, Luke.
Bobby, I got you, man. I got you good. No, we're going to win 2-1.
You know what? I've already written it down, so I'm keeping it down now. So if you do still get it right, I'll still let you know.
No, 2-1 win. Honest. 2-1 win. 2-1 win.
I don't even know what to say because it's so hard to predict. It's hard to predict Carabao because you don't know what they're going to go for. If it was a league, then it's very easy because you know they're going to be as strong as possible. But I've got this horrible because I've heard. I don't know if everyone else has heard this, but I've heard Danny Ings is playing tomorrow for West Ham.
Right. Well, you see, well, this is it because I watched the West Ham game last week in Europa League. I watched it, and they changed the lineup. They look good against Olympiacos with in the last 15-20 minutes they got a goal back. But that lineup they went with, I mean, if David Moyes can go with that lineup, I think we'll beat them, to be honest. So
Seeing him doing that again, to be fair, I don't think he'd be, if it didn't work against Olympiacos, it's definitely not going to work against the Arsenal.
I get that. But we'll see. But after the loss against Everton, I don't know who they're playing this weekend in the league, but they may even be thinking about that in terms of propping up the table. But we'll see. And plus, they've got Europa League to think about. So who knows? But we'll find out tomorrow.
We've got Champions League to think about, plus Newcastle.
Yeah, true that. True.
Okay, but I've got a suspicion that Saka will play tomorrow as well.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking it, but I think West Ham might beat us.
If we score first, we'll be all right.
Yeah, but if West Ham score first, we won't. Yeah, be all right.
Then there might be a bit of trouble there.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 to West Ham. Yeah, I've got to go with what I'm thinking. I just don't think Arteta's going to go as strong as we need. West Ham are going to go stronger, and that is where our downfall will be. We did this against, was it City last year in the Cup, where we didn't go as strong as we could have. If we went stronger, I'm sure we would have knocked out City. But it's one of those. If both managers agreed before the game, we're both going to rest 5 players. Okay. Shake our hands, and then we kind of know what we're doing. But it's not. Okay. This is a proper. I have no idea what each of us is going to think here because Moyes could go fully strong. We might go fully weak. We might go fully strong. They might go weak. We could win 7-0. You just, it's really.
You know what, Bobby? Do you know what, Bobby? blame Sir Alex Ferguson for this because he started it almost 30 years ago, and everyone has followed the trend. It's his fault.
It is, yeah.
Damn that man.
Bobby.
Damn him for winning the treble as well. So.
Why am I getting blamed for the whole of the NHS? Not my fault.
Tony's on form today, I tell you.
It is. Bobby just feels the family is okay. Christmas is coming. I understand. I'm not trying. Honestly, I have to go with my heart. And yes, I can go after Bobby Moore, but that you know, I'll always love Bobby Moore, and you'll always have a soft spot for me. But I just think they will go stronger. That's what I think. I think they'll go stronger. I think Arteta will go weaker.
Test of our squad.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's if we do play El Neni up against Souček, let's say Paqueta and trying to think of someone else could do.
Celso. Oh, it'll be Ward-Prowse, isn't it?
Yeah, Ward-Prowse. No, they've got a very good group of midfielders to pick from. Where I have to be honest, we don't. We've got a decent, but El Neni against Paqueta. I'm not sure. Bobby reverse psychology. It could be, but honestly, it's just what I'm thinking. I've got to do the watch along. Trust me, I don't want an Arsenal defeat. I don't want one because it's not. I don't enjoy them. I promise you that. Tony's clipped me on when we were losing for the Arsenal women. Was it against Aston Villa? Was it against Aston Villa and we came back beaten 2-1? Everyone saw the stress of me. I don't enjoy us losing. I hate it, especially as a watch on. When you're live on camera, you can just you're trying not to swear as well. It's not fun. But guys, really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much for coming on. Chat box as always, keeping us entertained with your craziness. Brenny, where can people find you, my friend?
Hey everybody, you can find me on Twitter, X. You can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram as well. But also with regards to X, I will be putting out some videos like I normally do as well. But it will be not league games that in the past against West Ham. It will be mainly cup games that we play against them. And there were some tough ones. So I'll be putting up some videos tonight and tomorrow morning as well, just to whet your appetite before the game as well. And you could also find me on the Armoury TV.
Thank you very much. Before we go to Canners, I just want to make sure, please don't type XXX in your Google, because I guarantee well, I don't guarantee, but I'm hoping you don't find Brenny on there. I'm just saying. Right, let's move to Canners.
Brenny does Brighton.
I've not been there yet.
Canners, where can we find you,
I don't think the miss will be happy with that.
Love you, friend. Yes, people, you can find me on X, just the one. And at my handle there at Canners2204. And also, hoping to do more and more with the Armoury and be with Bobby, doing more reviews and previews, etc. So I'm trying to compose myself. But that's it.
Unsurprisingly, the Jackbox has come with this. Unsurprisingly, just signed up to Brenny's OnlyFans account now. Tony's now shocked. Oh my! This stream took a wicked turn. Now we know what's causing the lag. Oh my God! This is why I love the Armoury family. We just have so much giggles. Yes, we do actually concentrate on football. But we all chat off camera as well. We're all chatting in the group WhatsApps and stuff. So we always chat non-stop, no matter what. But guys,
no triple X involved.
Yes. Just I had to make sure that no one just typed that in, because I was like, don't type that in. You'll get in big trouble. Right. You'll see me tomorrow because I'm doing the watch along. It's a 7:30 kickoff, which is quite nice for me actually.
Oh, that's all right.
As for the match reaction, there will be one. I just don't know who's doing it, what time we're going to do it. But there will be one. We need to talk about it and see who's doing it. I think it might be a bit too late for me because my little one will be asleep. We'll work something out, but we'll definitely announce it anyway. This is how we find out how good our squad is. Yes, it is. It is the truth.
100%. Yeah. I agree.
Thank you ever so much, guys. Really appreciate it, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend.
Go on, you Arsenal. Take care.